Today we're gonna replace the power steering. Make sure your steering wheel is straight. Undo the covers. And then undo these plastic pieces. Put it right here. Alright, and then we're gonna undo this. So make sure this is the bottom of the rack and pinion. I went ahead and removed the outer tie rods. And this is pretty beat up as well. The reason why I replaced this rack and pinion because of the leak it has right here. You see there's leak coming out of it. There's power steering fluid leaking out. And there's some fluid inside the boot as well. So it was leaking quite a bit. And the tie rod is loose. You hear that? So the tie rod is bad. Might as well replace the whole rack and pinion. And this thing is flopping around. So, and the boot's all beat up too. So went ahead and remove the outer tie rod on both sides. And we're gonna go ahead and remove this bolt right here. That is a 22 millimeter. And under here, we got a little hose clamp that attached to this line on the back right there. So you can see it right there. So I think it's easy. We're gonna take this out and we're gonna cap this off so that the brake fluid, the power steering fluid doesn't leak off. So find a cap, find a hose, something just to cap it off. And then this same thing, just probably get like a bag or something to hold it in place so that all the fluid can just drip into that and then dispose of it legally. And we're gonna undo these two bolts and these two bolts. And the whole steering rack should pull straight down since we did loosen up the bolt on top. See here, all right, the bolt that I got out, I just pretty much used this extension 22. It came out fairly easy. This one, don't over torque it. And that one is removed. And this one right here is removed all the way inside as well. So that's hose right there. It's dripping down a little bit. And then I release right here, so right there. So yeah, just be careful. Get a little funnel, a pan, so it doesn't drip all the way down. Just face it up so that fluid doesn't leak anymore. And we just wait until that one drips a little more. And then we'll go ahead and remove the whole rack. So just these two bolts and these two bolts, and this whole rack should come off. Hoping, fingers crossed. Yeah, one more thing I forgot to tell you was to measure. What I usually do is take a measuring tape, go this side in, and then take a picture of it. So that way when you install it, you want to put it back in the same position. Same with this side. Do it like that, take a picture of it, and then we can undo the bolts. Okay, and here we are. So this, trying to like keep notes of all the stuff that came out of it. So this was like this, facing up. This is like this, facing up. All right, this was fairly easy to come off. So I just used my pry bar and just kind of like gently pry from right here, and it just pops right off. So this piece does get stuck right here somewhere. So you just gotta wiggle it. And here's the shaft on top. As you can see that we did earlier. So when we put it back in, just kind of got it in place. And then, yeah, it just came right off. So came out fairly easy. So not too hard. And we're going to take this to the power steering rack repairing place and have them replace the internal seals and then just brand new boots to do tie rods. Okay. And if what you guys can do also is get the steering rack gear from a Spider, and they can just swap it out with this piece right here. So you have like about maybe 3/4 to a full turn faster, shorter gear ratio. So it's called quick steer mod. Okay, and that's it. Okay, what I have here is the old used one, and this is the new fully rebuilt one already. It comes with new boots, new tie rods, and also this gear right here. This is for my track car, my other white MR2 that's going to be 2GR'd. And then this is the gear from the Spider. You see the difference on them? But if you measure it, let's zero this out. 17, 17. So yeah, so this spline right here is pretty much same diameter as that. So that's why a lot of track guys, they prefer it, the shorter steering for the power steering. But big shout out, I'm sorry, that's my suspension. Big shout out to Cody James. He was able to get one of us from Quilfy, I guess, Quilf. Quick steering for the manual rack. So this is even shorter. Pretty much one full turn, that's full lock. Before it would be like 1.5 or 1 and like 3/4. But yeah, so this one's gonna be going on to White Walker, another track car. So that's one of the missing link that I have for the White Walker. So that's for the White Walker, and this is the get this sent out, stock rebuild. I wouldn't recommend this setup for the street just because you're going on the freeway and it's a little more sensitive, a little more twitchy. So I prefer this for the street, and then that is for the track. So that's gonna go onto my track car. So both of them, my track car, the street car, I would do a stock rebuild, new seals, new tie rods, new boots, and all that stuff. Okay, so let's get this sent out to get it rebuilt. Here's the new rebuilt rack. We're gonna go ahead and adjust this to match it with this, so that way. Okay, and this is the new rack. So what I did at the shop was that I measure up pretty much from the top, from this piece to this tie rod, and I kind of match up the new nut with the old one, and then this one as well. Bushing came back on, and then we're gonna go ahead and torque this and then install it on the car. Let's go. Here is the torque spec, the big 22mm bolt, banjo bolt, 51 foot-pound. This right here is 18 foot-pound, which is this piece right here. And the banjo bolt 51, which is for this side. This one right here, the 4 bracket bolt, 32 foot-pound, which is this guy right here, and then 2 over here. And I believe the top nut, which is right here, that one is only 26 foot-pound. And then of course your the cotter pin, and then the nut for the tie rod, 36. Okay, so this came already pre-assembled already, so it's a lot easier for me to put it on. Oh, and also I forgot to do the seatbelt wrap around here, so I went ahead and do that already. So we're good. So the trick to getting the top part in, I put this one barely about couple thread, this one couple thread. The top one, I leave it out. I leave this one out as well, so that way it has more room to wiggle up there. So if you go here, I was able to get the tip in, so just kind of like wiggle it out like that and just kind of push it in. So now it's completely, it's in the shaft already. So we're gonna go ahead from the bottom, and then from the bottom we're gonna just push this one in, and then it should lock in place. Okay, sounds good. All right, so the next step is replacing the washer. This is an OEM piece. This one came off of the top part of this banjo bolt. So what I got was, I grabbed one of these from Amazon, or you order one from the dealer. But since I don't have the part right now with me, I'll go ahead and put the part number in the link. And this is a size M16. So just go over here, it's M16, that's the one. So this is the one right here. So we'll go ahead and put this kind of washer in with the banjo bolt, and should be good to go. So let's go ahead and put that bolt right there. So that's the banjo bolt that's gonna go in. Hard to see right there, the little gold piece. Okay, so it's pretty easy to do. So just remove the tie rod down and put that one on and hook up all the hoses, and we should be good to go. Okay, so the banjo bolt is 51. So I got my torque wrench ready to go. And it fits perfectly in there. New washers. And I went ahead and reclamped the bottom hose as well. That's a return hose, I believe. And the feed hose is good with the banjo bolt, 51 foot-pound. And we're gonna torque these bracket boards. Torque everything, 32, 51, 36 for the top nut, for the tie rod. The nut for the tie rod right here. And make sure everything's tight, double check again. And I like to mark all my nuts and bolts that I touch, so that way, just to remind me that I did torque it already, so we're good to go there. And I am gonna go ahead and have the car align at the alignment shop. And looks like we're good down here. So, yep, pretty easy job. I would say about 2 hours. If you have the rack already rebuilt, so just like a straight swap, like an hour off, an hour on, you know, including the tie rod, stuff like that. So fairly easy job, not too bad. But yep. Okay, so I went ahead and bleed the system already. I tightened up that little 12 millimeter bolt for the locking for the rack. As far as the bleeding process, my buddy Twan, he was helping me bleeding to the clutch, the power steering. So what I did was I left the cap open and just fill up the reservoir above cold, because the car is cold. And I am running electric power steering fluid. Electric power steering fluid. All right, that's the brand. If you guys want to look at any electric power steering fluid. And what I did was I pretty much turn the key to ACC, do not start the engine. Go left, full lock, go right, full lock, go left, full lock, go right. About 3 times. And then check the level again. And then it's gonna go down. I fill it back up above cold level. Because when you look at the mark right here, it says hot and cold. So I filled it up cold, like to the max. Start the engine at idle, and then just at idle again, and then just go left and right and left and right and left. It's about 6 times, six left, 6 right, and then just check the level again, and then it will go down, and then just fill it back up again. And as long as you hear the pump stop at idle, it should be full. And then we should be good to go. So, yep, that's my bleeding process. And it's working fine. So, we're good to go here. All right, I hope this video helps.